Greetings, ladies and melogents, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space, where I take stories from across the internet and read them for your entertainment. This particular story is called A Simple Report, written by IcarusSunburn. Combined Investigation Statement, Record 223059. Incident pertains I-329-9974. Subject, Gisela Jessie Calvallo. Hanuk S.A. Rumba, Imbilki. Pokunakutak. Interviewer, Primary Deductor Segan. Securitat, Freeport, Fortunate Child. Depositions follow. Recording begins. We are now recording. Please state your name for the record. Imbikli Sen Pukanakatak. Thank you. Mother Imbilki, I understand I do not bear the title of mother anymore. My child is gone now. He is gone, and the only solace I have left is the lingering taste of the blood of the shirt-spined belly dragger that took him from me. Imbidiki, please breathe deep breaths. This will be over soon. I smell his death with every breath I take, so believe that I breathe deeply, Deductor. Believe I savor the sounds of the last breath he drew, bubbling out of his chest while I tore his insides out. Officers, please take her someplace quiet to compose herself. That I will tell you nothing to help you lay blame on that human, you faithless, crawling, spineless, half-limp Feck. Recording ends. Next recording. Please state your name for the record. Hanuk Saramba. Thank you, Hanuk. What is your position aboard the Freeport? I am the gravetics technician. Thank you. According to your preliminary report, you were present during an altercation yesterday between a human and one Harsafan shunned. It was between a lot more than those two, but you did see them fighting. That wasn't a fight, Deductor. A fight usually isn't a foregone conclusion before it starts. That was a well-deserved execution with a little bit of struggle beforehand. Fecker deserved every second of it. Can you tell us, in your own words, what happened yesterday? Depends. Can I have a couple of those narc pods in your pocket? I'm going to need them to get through this. That was bad. Even remembering it? Sure. Here. So what happened? All right. So Big Shun's kid, Harsafan, had been a real crapstorm for about 6 months. His dad runs most of the organized rackets on Child. Has for years. Somehow, I don't know how, but you guys never quite seem to catch him. Weird how that works, huh? The fight, Hanuk. Like I said, there was no fight. Harsafan never had a chance in hell. Anyway, Harsafan decided he wanted a piece of Imbiliki's restaurant action. She just started running a sale on Mopori Simmer, and Mother's Imbilki could outcook an actual Dalan's Mopori grandmother, I swear. So she's raking in cash because who the hell actually makes that stuff around here? It's as rare as a vacuum breather. I heard her say that she was going to send Hackett off station to one of those fancy lodging academies on the big cruise lines with the profits. Totally believed that she would have too. Mopori ain't easy to cook right, and if you get one thing wrong, right down to the timing, the whole thing goes off. But she'd managed to finally figure out all the tricks. And now she's cracking it out by the cubic yard. And it's good. By my mother's wizened eyes, that woman was putting more time in the kitchen than any sane being should ever have to. But she was determined to get her kid into that school, you see. Anyway, Harsafan comes swaggering in with 3 big Shun's men's backing him up, and starts, like an idiot, outright threatening him bulkily. And then, when that doesn't work, he threatens to hurt Hackett. Imbiki whipped around with that ladle the minute the words left his mouth and blasted Harsafan upside the head with it so hard that I heard it from across the room. I mean, you don't threaten a kid, not to a mother, definitely not to an Imbawix mother. Fecking Harsafan. Absolute idiot to do that. The only people as mean as Imbuix when it comes to their kids are Ricey, and that's probably why the two get along so well. They're both big nasties when it comes to their kids. So yeah, Harsafan hits the floor, all knocked around like a crappy bookshelf, and Shun's goons grab her and haul her over to the counter, right? Well, here comes Hackett from around the corner, fast as a blink with a knife, and he absolutely slams it into one of those guys' legs. Didn't even hesitate. Crazy little sucker defended his mother like that before he even was old enough to think about making eyes at a female. That guy goes down hard because it was the whole damn chop knife in his leg up to the hilt. Hackett hit him with it so fast, implicitly screaming and already gnawing the other guy's arm to bits and clawing his face up to get him to let her go. And the third guy is getting Harsafan up off the floor, yeah? Well, when that worthless bastard unfecks himself after the nasty hit, he manages to grab Hackett by the throat in the confusion and picks him up and throws him. He threw a fecking kid. I mean, yeah, it's an Imberwick's kid. So you don't hold on to one that doesn't want to be held, but it's still a kid. Well, I'm pasted back against the wall because, like hell, I'm getting involved in that. Every person involved so far could snap me in half like a twig. I was smacking the fecking security tactic summons button as hard as I could, but I think it was broke in that shop. Half the systems on this heap is broken, but the hell of a time to find that out. But I see Hackett go flying, and then there's Jessie from out of nowhere, snatching him out of the air. I don't know where she came from, must have been in the restaurant the whole time. She does that, just blends in, and you don't notice her unless she wants you to. Well, anyways, she catches him and sets him down, and I hear her tell him to stay down. And then, feck, deductor, there was a lot of screaming. She came up behind the guy that wasn't getting shredded by him Bickley or trying to pull the knife out of his leg, and does this thing. She grabbed his leg and kind of curled up around it and rolled, and I heard something snap, and that was the first scream, and then a thud and silence. Then, while the second guy was slamming him Bicky down on the counter hard enough that, boss, I don't know how he didn't break her spine. Well, anyway, Jessie comes up behind him, twists around him so damn fast that I couldn't even tell you what she did exactly. But that guy hit the floor, and then she twisted and came down on him with the edge of her elbow right to his lungs. I heard ribs give. It was gross. Shattered the guy's dermal plate and everything. He starts screaming and bubbling blood. And then the third scream was Harsafan, telling her that he'd kill Hackett right there if Jessie didn't stop. He had the kin pinned down on the table, and he had this hand spike like his dad used to use pushed against Hackett's back. And the poor little guy was just snarling and struggling. He was a brave kid. So, anyway, at this point, I've already started recording this, and you saw what happened next. You don't need me to tell it. I need you to keep going, Hanuk, for the record. Feck! Fine. Jessie's standing still and telling him to let the kid go, pleading, actually. She literally just destroyed 2 of Shun's goons in like a couple heartbeats. And she's pleading with that little larvine to not hurt the kid. In Bickley, she loses her shit and starts doing that weird high screeching sound that Imberwicks do. You know, the hate sound. That sound, man. You could hear it from the goddamn quarters down the hall, I bet. She was full-throating it, and she was going to kill Harsafan the minute she got a shot at him. And that's when... Feck! Give me a minute. Take your time. Need another pot? Yeah, I really do, sorry. He was just a kid. I mean, doesn't matter what race, it's just a kid. They're kids. Doesn't matter where they come from. They all play together and they understand. And the universe hasn't got to most of them yet. It's not like this. And Harsafan just pushed the spike in so hard. Recording paused. Post-recording statement per Deductor Segan. Recording was paused for 12 minutes to allow Hanuk's Rumba time to compose himself before continuing. Post-traumatic counseling session was recommended. Recording resumed. I think he was thinking that Bickley was the bigger threat. That she'd be too busy trying to save a kid to chase him down. Hackett made this little noise and went still. He went so still. I never. He was always moving and chirping around and happy, and he just stopped. Like someone turned out the lights in him. Jessie, the doctor. It was like Bickley's rage flew out of her body and Jessie swallowed it all. Harsafan turned to run, while Bickley went running for Hackett. Jessie moved so fast. I didn't know humans could move so fast. She grabbed a knife out of the first guy that Hecate took down. And I guess he passed out from blood loss or something, because he didn't make a sound. And she shot after him, caught him before he got halfway to the door, and it was something else. Took his swipes, and Harsaphan's legs went limp, and that gutless piece of crap was screaming his head off and sliding along the floor. She didn't kill him, though. She just wanted to make sure that he didn't get away. I guess because she started dragging him over to Mbickley. And Hecate, he was already gone. I'd hoped that maybe he was just really good at playing dead. And Mbickley was losing her mind and screaming and wailing, and Jessie grabs her and holds onto her while the Mbix sank all of her claws into Jessie's back and screamed the stars down. Do you know what human blood smells like? It smells like electricity, metal, copper. They've got metal in their blood, hardcore down to the blood, just amazing. I can totally see why they have that reputation. Focus, Anok. Right. Sorry. So Mbickley sees Harsaphan on the ground and trying to get his legs to work, and she makes that hate noise again, right? She wants him. And Deductor, if you paid me 10 years' salary up front to get between her and Harsaphan, I'd have laughed in your face. But Jessie did. She held on and said, what do you want to do with him? And Mbickley said she wanted to hunt him down so that he would die terrified, but his legs were ruined. And I saw Jessie smile. Human smiles are kind of weird, because they show teeth, but they're not hunter teeth, you know. So it's not bad, but just weird. But boss, in that moment, as far as I'm concerned, Jessie had the biggest set of meat rippers on the station. Not literally that, but that smile wasn't even sort of friendly. It was wicked. That's the word. Wicked. Deductor. She grabbed a row of string light cable off the wall, pinned Harsaphan down, and tied it around his middle, and then took the other end and kind of wrapped it around her shoulders. I saw her get down like her, on all toes and fingers, and crouch up like she was going to sprint. I saw Mbickley kiss Hecate's body, and then she looked at me and told me to guard him. Can't say no to a pissed off Mbicklewicks, you know. Then she crouched down like an Imberwicks do when they're about to chase down life, prey, and I knew what was going to happen. I'm just glad that I couldn't see the next part. Jessie took off, dragging him behind her and bouncing him off the walls, and Mbickley went tear-assing after him, snarling the whole way. And they were out of sight before I heard the scream stop. Do you know what happened next? I'm pretty sure I do, and I can't say I blame either of them. That arsehole deserved worse. I held that kid's body for half an hour before Mbickley came back, and she was soaked in blood. I didn't stop crying until this morning. I understand that you had contact with Emerald Shund last night as well. Can you tell us about that? Yeah. Woke me up out of a sound sleep. He wanted to know who killed his kid, and why. So I let him watch the recording. He sat there, watched it a few times in a row, took a copy, and then thanked me and left. Nothing else? Nothing else. It was weird, but if I'm talking with Big Shun and I come out of it in one piece, I'm not questioning it. Thank you, Hanuk. That'll be all. Hey, you're not going to go after Mbickley and Jessie, are you? The investigation is still ongoing. We don't know yet. Deductor, look, you've always done right by me, so, be careful, okay? I thought Big Shund was the scariest thing on the station before yesterday. I've seen so much scarier now. That'll be all, Hanuk. You're free to go. Later, Deductor. Recording ends. Next recording. Please state your name for the record. Jessie Cavallo. You're currently a resident of the Fortunate Child, for now. Can you tell me what happened yesterday between yourself, Harsaphan Shund, and a Brickley Pokenak attack? Someone fecked up. Can you please recount the events of yesterday to the best of your recollection? Okay, someone fecked up bad. Jessie Cavallo, are you refusing to cooperate with this investigation? I've answered your question twice, even added detail the second time when you asked. Miss Cavallo, You know you are not being charged at this time, correct? Obviously. Would you please comply with the request for information in greater detail than someone fecked up bad? Harsafan tried to be his dad, got in over his head, killed an Imberwick's kid in front of their mother. He lived exactly long enough to regret that. You have a video of this crap already. Why are you grilling me? Arrest me or let me go, Jesus. It's like you guys think you're real cops or something. Miss Cavallo, what? What exactly do you think you're about to ask? Exactly what information do you think I have that you don't already fully understand after yesterday? Miss Cavallo, you are free to go. Please notify the Securitat when you finally leave the fortunate child, whenever that may be. Why? So I can look forward to having a good night's sleep. Have a good evening. You know where the door is, I'm sure. I guess you are real cops after all. Recording ends. End of story. I would just like to thank the T5 supporters. Bushmaster 117, Casper Arnholtz, Draxzoon WRE, Elijah Silvercross, Gray, John Carrington, and Severin Cerberus. Thank you very much.